The Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
People want good things, usually, right? But we don't want to pay the price. So we often admire couples who do well in marriage, who've lived a life together, they are aging well together. And you look at them and you see how they are truly one. And you wonder, what have they gone through? So much. They have built a life together. I mean, they are together at the age of 90 or 80. It's because they pay the price. There is no such a thing as a good marriage without you paying the price.
Even though the price is high, the good thing is that usually the higher the price of something you buy, the better quality it is and the greatest reward. So in a marriage, for a marriage to work, you have to pay a high price, but there's very high rewards as well. You have someone who loves you, who cares for you. That love is not fickle. What is something fickle? Something fickle is something that doesn't last. So because you pay the price to be with this person and you love them, what are the rewards? You get older, wrinkles, whatever happens, but the person still loves you. Everybody wants this. Is it true or not? For example, what kind of love do you want? What kind of love do you want? Do you want the kind of love of couples exchanging flowers on Valentine's Day? Or you want the kind of love of couples getting old together?
Very good evening and welcome to the Love Talk Show,
where you can learn the intelligent love.
Tonight is very special.
Oh, yes.
Very soon we're going to reveal the couple. The couple that
here.
For the last 2 days we have been showing only their hands. So this couple is very special. Some of you could guess right, not many. I thought the numbers would be a bit different. But let's say, perhaps next time. But 3 of you guessed right. Very soon we're going to reveal who this couple is. But right now, tell us from where you are watching us. Which country, perhaps, or church or branch. Tell us from where. Tonight you cannot guess anymore. Some people wrote here, you can't guess anymore.
Yes.
I said it was only until yesterday.
Yes.
I have just 2 short videos that I want to show to you before I reveal which couple is that. Actually, it's a couple that the majority of people here in this country knows. It's a very well-known couple. You're going to find out tonight. Yeah. Very soon. I believe you're going to be very happy with this couple.
And go preparing your question.
Yeah, that's the important thing. You can start writing from now. We're going to select one. Which is the question that you would like to ask to this couple?
Yes.
I can give you a tip. Okay, let me give you a tip before I tell who this couple is. Both of them are from the South London. Do we have people watching us from South London here?
Oui.
There is a dear. So the both couple, they are born and bred in South London. They have South London in their bloodstream. So we're going to talk more about that just in a moment. Let's watch these 2 videos. Just record now after the evening service.
Hi, Katerina. What are you expecting from tomorrow's love therapy?
I remember Bishop mentioned last week that there will be Q&A, so that's something I'm looking forward. I've got my own question, but I'm not going to tell you which one it is. So you'll be anonymous. And also, I haven't been attending much love therapy. and there are areas identified that I need to work on. So I actually want to go back to it and learn more about my love life.
Hi, Ty.
Hi.
What are you expecting from tomorrow's love therapy?
I'm expecting the Q&A. I think that'll be very good to hear what people are asking, to hear the different questions as well, especially for myself as well. And also just how to be better, how to learn different steps, how to learn to do things in the past, how to move forward in the future as well. And I think it'll be a very good love therapy.
Wow, we are back. We are live. And as you can see,
There they are.
we are here with Pastor David Osai and Tayo Osai. Very good evening, Pastor. How are you?
Good evening, Pastor Rodrigo. Good evening, Miss Chris. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
You see, I see the cameras here. We just want to have a close shot into this couple that we can see their reaction.
Yeah.
You know, during this short time that I am here in UK, I have been always, speaking with this couple, and they have a quite interesting story. They spend a time together, and for a while also they were separate for a time.
Yeah.
And I believe it was an experience that we might share or not, because you don't know what questions we'll be asking,
No, we
Pastor
don't.
David.
We don't.
But it's going to be, it's a good experience. I believe you have been married for 7 years?
Seven.
Yes. 7 years. 7 years they have been together. And all their experience they had, or they still have, is from a branch here in UK, or in this country, I might say.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about few things today. But I just mentioned something, Pastor David, is even good to say. People said Bishop is going to review questions or answer questions tomorrow
Yes.
in the Q&A in the Love Therapy.
Yeah.
Yesterday, we just answered one question here that one of our viewers. They were just talking about how difficult it is to approach someone. They said, no, I did spoke to someone, but after that, they say,
I'm praying.
I'm praying, I'm asking the Holy Spirit, I went to the altar. Let me start like this, Pastor David. It was not here in the question,
Yeah.
but let me see. So I start with you. Can I, Pastor
Yeah.
David?
Yes, go.
So when you first time, you were introduced to Tayo, or you have observed her before, for a start? How it was?
I was observing.
You observing
Yeah.
her. For how long you were observing her, Pastor David Osai?
For end of 2011. Observing, I think 2-3 years.
You were observing her. So, well, look, that's something perhaps
is
from
nice.
UK. Something that people here see. It's good to
Yeah,
learn.
it's
David.
good to know.
Because
It's good to know.
you see, you said 3 years observing her.
Yeah.
But in those 3 years, you were friends with her. You used to speak with her. How it was?
But just from
From so acquaintance,
Okay.
get to know better. Like
Uh-huh.
Miss Chris. Yeah, I think get to know better. I think it took a while before we became friends, and then, but in that time was about 3 years. Would you say correct?
I believe so.
Well, it was me observing you,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah, about 3 years.
Okay, 3 years before you approach her. Did you approach her, or you were introduced to each other? How it was?
share with your pastor, or
Yeah, you
were
spoke to
already
your
an
pastor.
Yeah, I spoke to.
You
I
pray
think-
over the altar.
I think I spoke to my pastor. I spoke to my pastor's wife. I spoke to another pastor. I prayed.
Yes, this is important.
Yeah.
This is really important.
And then after you spoke to her,
Yeah. So all that time that I was observing you, she had no idea.
No.
she had no idea.
No.
So you were not observing him those
No.
3 years.
No.
Not at all.
Or only him observing you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's interesting. You see, in yesterday program, the question is a bit like that. Like the person is observing and praying, and that the Holy Spirit would reveal, but they keep on that person in their mind. They have thoughts about that person. And I spoke very much because we are a bit different in that sense. Because I met Chris, I saw Chris in 1 week. I saw her, let's say, Monday.
On Wednesday.
On Wednesday, I did my investigation. And Saturday, I already called her to speak.
Okay, that's powerful.
Very powerful.
That's
So it's
strong.
it's a bit different. But
We just after
yeah.
went for a checkup, and then you say, "Oh, let's start searching about this person." Okay.
But it was
After
already
that,
already in.
Yeah,
Straight to the
Saturday
point.
already called her to speak. I already did the approach. Let's say in that particular way. But we are here to talk about you, Pastor David Osai and Otayo. But let me ask. So the first question would be, who fell in
Yes.
love first? So it was you, Pastor David Osai, I believe.
Well, I liked her first. I
You
think you
liked
fell in love with me.
I don't know where he got this from.
Okay.
It's to comfort myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So
me
would
first.
be, let's say, Pastor David Osai.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
That's correct.
Because you observe
Okay.
her for 3 years. You are just there and observing.
Feeding the feeling.
But that's important to know. I understand because it's a decision. You were already a pastor and she was an assistant.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's important to mention that. And obviously, as a pastor, being on the altar, you don't want to make a wrong choice.
Yeah.
You want someone that will support you in the work that you do, which your wife has been doing. Someone that will be there with you to support your salvation, have the same goals that you have, and so on and so forth. I do understand to observe for a time and see is really, really that person that you want to have by your side.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But to go into the relationship, and now I'm going to ask my wife to ask, start with Tayo, with the second
Okay.
question.
Okay. So who is more jealous?
I know he's looking at me because he wants to say me, but I don't think I'm jealous.
I'm not jealous.
Can we
Agree to disagree?
yes, can we, yes. Is that a possible answer?
Well, but how come both are not jealous?
I think a healthy sense of jealousy, not the like a balanced one of, okay, this is my husband, this is my wife. If someone is approaching him or if I see someone too friendly with him, there is that sense of jealousy. So I know he wants to say me, so I will take this one on the back then.
Okay, so Taiwo will be more jealous.
Yeah.
He
In
would
that
say so.
sense.
So would you say so?
You can say it's a draw.
It's a
If you
draw.
want that.
Okay.
You should be happy to hear a draw.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna ask because we're gonna ask a few questions.
Yeah.
But now, who is more romantic?
Romantic.
Yes.
Absolutely me.
I knew he was going to say that. I knew he was going to say that.
So you are more. David is more romantic.
You're gonna fight
I
it, or
no,
you're
I
gonna...
won't fight it. I would agree, just a smidge more.
little bit.
It's not a big gap, but a little bit
A
more.
little bit.
Yes.
Okay. So now is you.
Who takes longer to get ready to leave the house?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know why I even asked me that question. Yes,
Yeah.
it's me.
Yeah, usually it's the women.
Yeah.
Well,
Usually, there's sometimes men take long.
It's not you.
no.
Yeah,
I
depends.
don't.
Seriously.
Depends.
Is it possible?
I already program how long you wanna, how long you need.
You take longer.
Depends. Depends of the day. Depends of the day.
Depends on the day.
Yeah. Drives. I don't know if Taiwo drives.
I don't drive.
So you'll be David.
Yes.
I don't know. He drives. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he
How long
is
have you
him
been
a
driving?
good driver? The wife can say. "Is
Yeah,
he
she
a
can
good
say I'm a good
He's
driver.
a good driver.
He's threatening me with his
I'm not.
eyes. He's a
You
good
haven't
driver.
answered.
He's a good driver. He's a
Okay.
good driver.
Who is the funnest
Funny.
or funny?
Funny. I think I am.
The funniest.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't. You know, in my mind, I
Yeah.
don't consider myself funny. I consider you funny.
I think so too. I think I'm funny, sincerely speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who takes longer to shower?
I think you.
I don't know.
I think so.
It's a spiritual ritual.
I think he does.
Yeah, it might be.
It's a very relaxing
He
moment,
goes
so I
to the
don't rush it.
bathroom And then time is passing, and I'm thinking, where is he?
It's a very, very important moment. It's that moment to think. That's my thinking place.
Okay, that's good.
So we can keep asking these normal questions, but I want to get a little bit. That's why it's the love story with the hot seat.
Okay.
I knew it would come.
Yeah, because once we, after 3 years, you spoke with the pastors and everything, and then you were introduced, you spoke to her, and she accepted to speak with you at the first. How it was, Pastor David?
Did you accept straight away?
I think so. I think he was also introduced to me by someone. And when they had told me, I was like, okay, like, amen. Like, if you're saying that this person is a good fit for me, I'm going to give it a go. And I thought to myself, I have nothing to lose. So at the time, it was the bishop, or he came and he was like, oh, okay, there's someone in mind who could possibly be a good fit for you.
Uh-huh.
Are you willing to give it a go? And I was like, sure. If you're saying that because you know them better than I do. I know him from afar, but if you know them better than I do and you say that this person could be a good fit, I'm going to be open to that possibility and see where it goes. If it works out, great. If not, at least I tried.
Yeah, but you see, those who are watching us, open to possibilities. That's what we try to explain to people. Even Bishop James, in all the love therapy seminars, that the person who comes to the love therapy, they must be open to see how it goes. Because sometimes people, they have a fixed idea of their mind, which is the person that they want.
Yeah, what is the perfect match for me?
But the match in their mind, they think about characteristics, physical characteristics.
Yeah. This will pass.
Maybe something they have been watching on TV or in movies. They inspire themselves with actors or actresses who is just performing. So they have the not sense of identity.
Yeah.
And that has been very difficult because there are people perhaps watching us now, and you come to the love therapy seminar and you are someone that you are never open to. You are someone that not approachable. See, Pastor David, he approached Tayo and she was open. Okay,
Yes,
let's see.
exactly.
He's a man of God. Let's see if I can start getting to know him and like him and love him. That's why their relationship come to a marriage and has been now for 7 years.
7 years.
So do you remember, Pastor David Osai, let me ask you that. Do you remember when your dating was approved, when we started dating her? Do you remember that day? What day was that?
Oh, that's hard.
It was
I was going to say it, but
Yeah.
which one?
the dating.
The day that it was a Wednesday. It was a Wednesday.
Okay, I'm thinking of, is it the first time or was it the second time? Okay,
Yeah.
The second time was what?
it was a Wednesday,
The first time was what?
a Friday.
Was a Friday in
So
Finsbury
let's
Park.
stick to the Wednesday one, yes.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Because both of you had this experience. I don't know, in the Love Talk show that you were here with Tayo before in 2021.
Wow.
I did watch that show.
How do you know?
You were here
3
with
years.
Pastor James.
James.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
2021.
goodness, it doesn't feel like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
Was
time
it
flies.
the jollof rice episode?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. That's when you were here
Jollof
last
rice.
time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I know, I think you have this experience when you were dating. That you were dating for how long, and then you got
Engaged.
H1. No, they got apart for a while.
okay.
So how long it was? Who wanna say? Taiwo? Abs?
We started I
talking
think,
and dating together was like a year.
yeah. So I think we started in when? Was it October?
Yeah, we started talking in October. I think 2014,
And then started dating in was it
March?
December?
March,
Oh, that's the first time.
Yeah.
Okay, March, and then ended in June.
October.
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 That's
So together a
okay.
year. Together a year.
Yeah.
It's because I'm getting it mixed
Yeah.
up.
No,
That's
that's
okay.
good, because it's important. For example, the time that both of you were apart, I believe you were not talking to each other for
No,
that time.
Not at all.
How long it lasts?
Was
For
it
how
2
long?
years? Oh yeah.
Not even 10 months, Pastor.
10 months,
No.
okay.
It was 10 months.
No.
So he suffers
He
more.
suffered more.
That's
Was it-
why.
It was a year.
No, it was 10 months.
No.
Yes.
David, you see,
Yeah, Pastor.
It was 10 months.
I think,
Yes.
Pastor David, you were the one that suffers
No,
more.
I was fine. I was fighting.
It was 10 months, I remember.
Yeah, but even
Maybe it
10
felt like
months
2
or
years.
2 years, I believe it was a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So describe sometimes, because sometimes there is someone watching us, Pastor. They have been in a relationship and somehow they just felt apart for different reasons, or they thought that this relationship would not work out. And which kind of thoughts used to come to your heads by the time, for example? We can start with you. How difficult was the battle with the thoughts? Because I believe the thoughts in the mind was a bit hard to deal with in this particular moment.
Yeah. There's a lot of thoughts actually. Like, what did I do wrong? Or why God?
Allow this happen.
Yeah, why did God allow? Or, I think something that's hard, but what helped me is the thought of letting the person go and understanding that this person might be with someone else, and you have to just accept that if that's what God wants, that's what God wants. Because
And it was
inside of your mind, you picture this is the person, So understanding that, look, somebody else might be with this person and it's not me. That was, you have to surrender that on the altar.
Yeah. What about you, Tayo?
We didn't even plan this because we didn't know what questions would be asked, but mine was the same thing, Pastor, because when I came to the church and I understood how important our love life was, at the time I was an assistant, and I always had in the back of my mind that I don't want to get it wrong. Like, I don't want to get this area of my life wrong. And I always had this mentality and this vision in my mind was who I date has to be, my first boyfriend, my husband, everything. So when we broke up, it kind of felt like that dream had been robbed away from me. And it kind of felt like that wouldn't be the reality, because if we've broken up, most likely there's a reason why we broke up. He's going to go with someone else. I will probably go with someone else. So that reality hit me. And I think what was the hardest part for me was, as he said, letting go. Because in my mind, I had for a few months, I think I was in denial. For a few months, I still had that connection in my mind thinking, no, it's him. We're just separated for some time, but in a few months, we're going to come back together and that's it. And I think I had to detach myself from that possibility and I had to let go. And I think what really, not to sound, but what really helped me was when I was reading the Word of God and I was reading about Abraham and Isaac. And I was understanding what Isaac meant to Abraham. It was his dream. It was his reality. And he had this mentality of, I'm going to give Isaac, I'm going to kill him, give him to God, knowing that I'm never going to get him back. Like, I'm never going to have my first son back, the promise. But he was willing to give that up.
Definitely,
And I think that's something that God demanded from me. You have to give this possibility of you may never get him back and you have to be okay with that. And that, for me, was the hardest sacrifice. It wasn't the pain of breaking up. It wasn't the pain of not seeing him. It was the pain of letting go of that dream that I had, that my first boyfriend would be my husband. So that was for me, the hardest
For
thing.
all the battles. But I believe, Apostle David, and also Tayo, that experience, when you got back together, which you didn't know that would happen or not,
Not at all.
but when you got back together, in a way, make your relationship with each other stronger. Because you definitely understood that is the will of God for me.
Yeah.
I believe not your prayers, but your spiritual life in that time, it also got stronger.
Yeah. I think the importance is the during that period of investing on ourselves individually. Because if we didn't, we may come back again and then find ourselves that we're still the same.
Exactly.
So,
like you haven't unlearned.
Yeah.
Nothing changed.
Yeah. One thing that we did notice when we did come back is that there was a bit of it was like, okay, we're back, but I've been through this before, so anything I see, I'm ready to press the button.
Yeah.
And she was the same thing. Anything I see, I'm ready to press the button.
Both already.
Yeah. So listen, if this is not God's will, I'm not even going to think twice.
Yeah.
And then we had to understand that was us being defensive, kind of trying to protect ourselves, right? then we had to realize that whatever's happened. We've worked on ourselves. We've improved. We're now 2 better people. So instead of trying to be like resistant,
you
Not-
just let it go.
just let it go.
But also ready.
Yeah.
I would say that you were not emotionally emotional.
yeah,
attached.
I think that's what it was. Definitely,
Exactly.
there was
You
like
were
less
more your
emotion.
reason.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Less
In
emotion.
every decision that both of you are making is
Yeah,
more based
definitely.
in reason
It was not that.
instead of
Yeah.
emotions.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's very important because as years passing, now you said the 7 years you have been together. I'm going to ask because our time is very short. The program flies, especially when you have someone. And I still need, there is any question, Edir? Anyone ask a question? No, yet. Oh. Okay, so if you don't want to
I think
ask a question
I
to
think
this
both
couple.
our answers all the questions.
Oh, great.
Maybe.
They
Very good.
about.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe
so.
that. But the idea of the love story tonight, Pastor David aside, the reason that I chose both of you to be the first couple as I'm doing the show is to people also to understand that everyone face challenge.
Yeah.
And you can face challenge even if you are a pastor, if you are dating a pastor, if you are an assistant, if you are of God, someone of God. And we can learn it through that process. Because today, you have been together with your wife for 7 years, both serve God together. God have been, counting with both of you, and He will continue to count with both of you if you are willing to do what He asks of both of you. And of course, I believe, because when you are 7 years married, we will still have a lot of things to learn. We still need to learn. It's not because we are for 20 years married that we don't need to learn. We still need to learn every single day. But I believe you have walked this couple of 7 years,
Yeah.
make you know a lot about each other.
Definitely.
But I would like just Pastor David and also Mrs. Tayo to tell to these people who is watching us tonight. Because I could ask you more questions. We could talk more about your life. We can do the program until tomorrow.
Yes, definitely.
I talk to Pastor David every day.
I know, I'm right.
Every day. We talk every day.
It's true though.
Yeah, it's true. Every day we talk. It's a blessing.
Amen.
But I want you to leave a message for the viewers who is watching us. One you and one Tayo. Because maybe there is someone going through a hard moment in their relationship. Maybe they are from the church, their husband are part that they are not, or they are singles now. They come to the love therapy, they take part in the seminars, but it seems like nothing's working. Let's say they're that moment that they need to let things go. What you would say to them, Pastor David, please?
So I'll speak to the men.
Yeah, please.
And you can
she
speak to the women.
woman.
So to the men, I would say that the one thing in my life that helped me to mature was when I understood the importance of my love life. So when a person wants to invest in their love life, you need to be ready to mature as a man and go from I would say a boy, but become a man who's going to be a husband tomorrow. So that's the first thing. Because once you understand that, you overcome the fear of wanting to speak to someone, the fear of making decisions. And also, one thing I learned a lot is trust. You have to trust God. Because many times you may say things, God, I trust you, but it's you have to prove it. So these two things, be ready to mature. Because every woman wants a husband, not just a man or a male, a husband. So you have to be ready to mature and trust in God.
Very nice. What about you, Tyrone? Please.
I would say it's two things. I would say the importance of investing, because that's something that really helped me when I was starting in, not just in my faith, but when I was starting to work on that area of my life. It was to invest. So I started to come to the love therapies. I started to, as Miss Helena always says every Thursday, it's not just about what you hear, it's about what you practice. So that's something that I would say, start to invest in your love life through the love therapy seminars, and not just hear what's being said, but practice it. And the second thing would be, wherever you are at whatever stage in your life, whether that means you're dating, you're married, you're engaged, I think it's important to understand the will of God in every single stage of your life. And if the will of God is to let go, then be willing to let go for something greater. If the will of God is to stay and to fight, whatever, it's just a matter of understanding what the will of God is for you at that specific time in your life. In our case, the will of God was for us to separate, to let go of one another, and we obeyed, and God gave us, something greater, because we always said if we at time, maybe we wouldn't have a marriage today because
wouldn't work out. It wasn't the right moment.
No.
So we had to understand the will of God for us at that specific moment. So where you are right now, like I said, whether you're dating, talking, married, what is the will of God for you right now at this stage in your life? And whatever that is, just obey.
That is great. Well, thank you, Pastor David Josiah.
It was a pleasure.
Mrs. Tayo.
It was a pleasure to be the first one in the hot seat on the love story.
Yeah, definitely. And every Wednesday, we are going to have the love story with the hot seat. Obviously, we can speak a long time here with Pastor David and also his wife, Tayo. But our time is just half an hour.
And we have the draw.
And we have the draw to do now. So those who are watching us, and you guess that was Pastor David and also Mrs. Tayo, was about to forget the draw.
Yeah, I know.
I was about to end the program without the draw. So let's do the draw now. The name is going to be there on the screen. Let's go. Let's see who is the person.
I knew it was going to be Adiola. I knew it was going to be Adiola.
Adiola.
I knew it was going to be Adiola.
Adiola for Woolwich.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I knew it was going to be
Congratulations,
Adiola.
Adiola from
Well
Woolwich.
done, Adiola.
Yeah, so she's single, married, Pastor David.
Adiola's looking.
Is looking for.
So,
She has a wide eye. She's looking.
So if you are coming tomorrow to the Love Therapy, Adiola, you can have this book with my wife, okay?
yes.
If you're not, just let us know through the Liberty Box. You can message us, and our producer here, Edir, our operator, he can give you your details, get your details that we can post to you the book, okay? But I believe she's here tomorrow.
Yes.
Where
in
is
the
my
Love
song?
Therapy.
Where is my song to
Yeah,
finish?
yeah.
Let's play that
We are
song.
gonna play a song finishing the service. I think, do you have the song ready, dear?
Oh,
No.
This song that I said that I don't know if you put in the opening. You know that song, love song.
Okay, well, we
You won't
prepared the song for tomorrow. I don't know.
That's okay.
I don't know about
That's
this song. Was a pleasure. Well, our time is already past 1 minute
Yes.
to
Okay.
stay in touch. We're going to be live here tomorrow again. And tomorrow, what is the topic?
Tomorrow is talk to us. What have you learned? Talk to us is all about love therapy and so
What
many
you have
other
learned.
things.
So
Yes.
get ready tomorrow to tune in at same time, 10 p.m. in your Love Talk show. May God bless. Bye-bye.